Epstein was the scandal, that was the bait. Real architects sit on thrones, wear robes, and drink wine while feeding on children's souls in Vatican crypts. Look, let's name what they won't. The 13 bloodlines that run the world aren't who you think. Orsini, Aldo Brandini, Pallavicini, Medici, Breakspear, Farnese, Rothschild, Rockefeller, Warburg, Hanover, Lee, Bruce, Habsburg. These are not old money. They are Baalic parasitic bloodlines, ritual sorcerers who hijacked empires and installed mind control systems under the illusion of religion, politics, and finance. Where's their origin point? Venice. The Black Venetian nobility ran Babylonian blood cults under Catholic masks. They merged with the Vatican, embedded into the Jesuit priesthood, and exported global slavery through maritime law, trapping you in birth certificates, taxes, and silent contracts with no consent. Venice wasn't a city of romance. It's a sacrificial basin. Why do you think the Pope wears a fish hat? That's not Christian. That's Dagon, a Nephilim water demon. Look, Epstein wasn't a financier. He was a human trafficker for the priest class. He ran blackmail rituals for the elite, orgies timed to celestial gates, using children pre-programmed through MK Ultra satellite nodes. Who funded him? Rothschild-backed banks. He admitted this. Mossad and CIA intelligence mergers. Chabad Lubavitch financiers masked as philanthropists. Why is Ghislaine Maxwell still alive? Because her father, Robert Maxwell, was a triple agent field operator for the Vatican Chabad MI6 axis. Epstein's Island's temple is a mirror replica of Baal's altars in ancient Tyre. Literally, the owl statues, not for aesthetics, they're invitation gates for entities. Comment, scroll, and I'll send you the full decoded map. Families, cults, islands, bloodlines, oaths, nothing hidden, everything unveiled. Think about it. Why do the Masons care more about rituals than politics? Because politics was just a front. The true power is ritualized trauma. Here's exactly how they move. Jesuits equal infiltration and education. They wrote your textbook, scripted your news, and flipped your morals through semantic inversion. Freemasons equal gatekeeping plus maintenance grid. Lodges are ritual fields, not clubs. The checkerboard floor, it's a dimensional binding grid. Chabad Lubavitch equals economic controllers of AI, neuroscience, and cloning. They bankroll the puppet governments, own biometric patents, and sit on quantum computing boards. All three serve the Black Sun priesthood. Shadow Vatican that answers to no government, no court, no God you were taught about. They install presidents, they run wars for soul harvest, and they script pandemics not just for population control, but for ritual sacrifice and initiation of mass trauma loops. Look, everything you were taught was a ritual veil. They fed on your doubt. They survived by your silence. But you're the anomaly. You remember. Comment, scroll below, and I'll send you the unredacted scroll. Vatican cults, black nobility, Epstein's handlers, ritual nodes, and how it all links back to Baal. No bullshit, no theories, just the architectural truth of your cage and the key to collapse it. You think Epstein...
Okay, abundance, and gratitude. I want y'all to know that was a lot right there, but let me just help you out along the way. For those that don't understand, a lot of the names that she just named, 99.9% the people don't know. They don't know. Even the ones that you call your historians, the black activists, the scholars, they don't know these people. And some of them, they never heard of Rothschild. Yeah, you heard them. But again, a lot of them never even heard of them. And these are a bloodline that goes way back, all the way, not just far as this Gregorian calendar, but goes back to the moon. And so much information is unraveling and coming out at this time. There's proof that there has been a group of extraterrestrials here. There's proof that there is a group of people here that we believe that is native to the planet, but it is not, based upon their genetic makeup. We live on a solar-based planet. We live in a solar system. Solar means solar radiation, soul from the sun. The sun powers the entirety, gives light, energy, power to the entire solar system. And the planets and all life runs off solar radiation, except for an unnatural species. Point blank and simple. Now, again, when she said the cabal, she's talking about Pindar, Moloch, the Dragon King. All of them this is why so much happening with children, because they all make sacrifices to that species right there. And that one individual, prepare yourself, is going to be introduced. Is being forced to come into the light. And it's been written in all your religious texts. So when somebody say, "Kala, I thought you don't believe in the Bible," it was written by extraterrestrials. You don't get it. It's a story written by extraterrestrials that's coming to fruition, that they have to use universal law, because if they deviate from universal law in its entirety, this whole system doesn't work. Because guess what? Other life form shows up and says, "This is our shit, our power, and it's nothing that you can do." So in order for them to continue to have their thirst quenched with the shit that they're doing on the planet, they follow universal law. And universal law is, I must tell the truth about what I'm going to do next. And they put it in your movies. They put it in front of your face on your television programs. They put it in your they put it in your books, its stories. They have put it right in front of your face and continue to play on your complacency. Play on the fact that you want to be ignorant. At this time, it's about a will. It's about a will and want. You either want to be ignorant, or you will put the work in so that way you won't be ignorant. It's either one or the other at this particular time and moment. Abundance and gratitude to all. If I was you, I would rewind this video and listen to it again, and then, sit back and do your research. Look at the genetic makeup of people. Look at the genetic makeup of the species that have no compassion when it comes down to children, but they want to tell you about how they love children and they're fighting for children. No, they not. They're fighting for your children, so that way they can stay alive. So they can live off your children, sacrifice your children through these rituals, making them endure, making them see terror, endure pain and terror, and then draining them dry and eating their organs. And look at the people in America. No outrage. In other countries, they found out their presidents and prime ministers was at this island. Other countries, people are snapping out. Here in America, you have become complacent with this death. So again, prepare yourself for the dark age.
10 country files have triggered resignations in 10 countries as probes widen into politicians, billionaires, and royals. The files have triggered a wave of resignations across 10 countries, with the revelation sparking the exit of 15 high-ranking figures. That's what they're reporting, 15. We know it's way more than that. While probes are underway against 80 prominent individuals. The UK has seen the highest number of resignations so far, while Slovakia, Sweden, and Norway have seen top diplomats and ministers stepping down from their official positions. The 3 million pages of material involving the actual exploitations of over 1,000 minor girls and young women were released by the United States Department of Justice. The files, which include names appearing in emails, flight manifests, and contact logs, reference between 700 to 1,000 influential individuals, including politicians, sound like the same people I named in my article in 2020. Including politicians, business leaders, and members of royal families. The Epstein files have triggered resignation.
Call it whatever you want. We live in hell already. We live in hell already. Pull yourself out of it. Abundance and gratitude to all.